I'm presenting a case of a 79-year-old male with a history of trauma for which he got fixation 30 years back. He's been having progressive pain since 5 years, only positive history of hypertension.
No hypertension, okay.
Yeah, that's it.
What should we get? Dr. Barry, what should we do? How do we start this workup?
So I think the first things are where are the incisions and is there an infection?
Yeah,
Okay, where are the
infection
incisions?
was ruled out.
Where are the incisions?
The scar marks have almost diminished. It's on the medial side of the tibia.
So
And
is
a
it-
few,
Well, we don't see it, but I guess you have to decide whether you can use it or not. And if you can use it, fine. If not, and extend it up. Or if not, you'll have to make another incision that's...
I chose to make another incision.
Okay, fair enough. And I think the big question here is going to be how much hardware to take out and how much to leave, right?
Yeah.
Let's poll the audience, poll the panel. Who's taking out all the hardware? Raise your hand. One. Peter, come on, you got to decide.
Does the hardware hurt the patient, or can he feel the hardware? Does it bother him?
No.
Not at all?
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
30-year-old hardware. He just has pain.
Doesn't bother him at all?
Absolutely.
Okay, now,
Who's doing partial, raise your hand if you're doing partial hardware removal. Most guys want to do partial hardware, okay, fair enough. So how'd you rule out infection? Did you aspirate?
Yep.
Good,
Aspirate and blood work was also done.
good.
One comment. I don't know if it's the X-ray penetration. It just looks like there's this lucency in the central part of the tibia. So I don't know if there's a residual defect or could there be any risk for osteomyelitis or anything. I don't know if it's the penetration.
We got a CT scan done, and there was no evident non-union or osteomyelitic changes in the tibia.
Okay.
Good.
Got the CT done.
Yeah, just like
All right, keep going.
sometimes we use
So I opted for a robotic surgery in this patient, and these were my intraoperative findings. During the procedure, the virus was found to be 7 degrees, and it had a recurvatum after the exposure at 8 degrees. My initial gaps that I captured was the extension was lax on the lateral side. My flexion was, native flexion was pretty much equal.
All right,
Yeah.
going.
So I planned my resections. The thing to plan out was how much hardware to remove, or shall I not remove any hardware? Because the patient was a 79-year-old, wanted to make it less invasive and straightforward surgery. So as the advantage of having the CT view was, I could see the hardware in the implant positioning. So I identified only 2 screws that were coming in my way, and I reduced my resection as much as possible to get to the position where I wanted. And based on that, I selected my resection values.
You undercut your tibial resection, is that what you're
Yes.
suggesting? Okay, so what was the overall thickness of your lateral tibial condyle?
The resected value was 3.5 millimeters,
Okay.
and medial was 4 millimeters.
What would you normally do?
Normally, my lateral in a varus would be 7 or 8 millimeters,
Okay.
depending on the hyperlaxity or is it flexion deformity. I would reduce
And so did you compensate then on the femoral side?
yes.
So you raised the
I
joint line?
proximalized it. I introduced the tibial cut, so as and also distalized my femur. Because even though it was a recurvatum, I had to compensate for the lack of tibial resection with my femur. And since the size of the femur was adequate, I could plan that way.
All right, so let's see what you did.
Yeah, so after the resections, my final gaps were equal balance in flexion and little bit of laxity in the extension, that's 17 and 19 gaps, which I accepted it as clinically was acceptable. So my post-op deformity was, in my CT view, it was 5 degrees in varus, and the recurvatum was corrected to 0. So these are my AP and lateral post-operative views. I had to remove just 2 screws from the anteromedial aspect of the tibial plate.
Okay, who wants to, Dr. Rajgopal, what do you think about his patella? Looks like he resurfaced it.
Yeah, I resurface it. I do it in most cases.
Does it look appropriately cut? Too thick, too thin?
I think it's too thick.
Yeah, I think it is. It might be too.
Yeah.
Did you measure it?
Yeah.
Does a robot help you do your patella?
The patella was around, post resection it was around 20 millimeters. I could have done more, but it was well fixed and was tracking well, so I didn't do any recuts.
All right, any other comments from the panel? You have anything else to share with us on the video?
This is the recent clinical videos of the patient walking. This is the eventually received a primary knee on the opposite side as well. So he came for an eventual follow-up. So you can see the scar mark.
All right, excellent. Well done.
This case?
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.